For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Thank you to Bunnings Warehouse for your support of not just this weekend, but Touch is our principal partner.
Kei nā whanaunga, kei nā pareka rangaranga o te motu whānui Putanoa i te au. A ko tēnei te whakataitai ā-motu pā paoro o Aotearoa 2025 Bunnings National Touch Championships. Atu I Tāmaki Makoto, Tāmaki Herenga Waka, atu hoki I Takanini. Ko te whiringa toa e whai ake nei I te wāhanga wāhine wainga nui nā kapa o Waikato o te raki pai whenua ara o North Harbour. Harley Wall, nāwa ko Mai Williams nā kai whakapaho o tēnei kemu o tēnei rā hoki. E rua anake nā kemu e toi ana. This is the big game, the big dance for our teams in our women's final. And we're really looking forward to bringing you this afternoon's broadcast. Maya, we just had the Open Mixed Final. We're about to get underway with the Open Women's. Both of us were impressed with the grade yesterday. What are your thoughts heading into this one?
Yeah, definitely impressed with both grades. Neither of these teams were involved. So it's great to get to see them here. Actually, when I was coming up from doing the post-game interview of the previous one, though, bumped into a couple of the Open Women's North Harbour players, and I said, the first of many golds to come for North Harbour, is it? And they said that's the plan. So they were relaxed, they were confident. But I tell you what, if there's almost a beast that is untamable, this Waikato Open Women's team, so successful for so long. Just Waikato and all the female grades have just been incredible. We're looking at the previous champions last year. Waikato Open Women's were that, and the year before it was North Harbour. So again, both of these teams in recent years have been the champions. It's great to see another Woodhouse. I tell you what, the Woodhouse, hopefully they get paid from North Harbour Touch, because they're involved in everything in almost every team. So it's great to see again Lovey and Leslie Woodhouse involved in this team. See the North Harbour girls come out. Now I'm going to get you to put your prediction up for this game nice and early. Harley, who do you think is going to be the victor at the end of this one?
We saw North Harbour take the spoils in the Open Mixed grade, and I might back North Harbour to do it in the Open Women's as well. So I'm calling it early. We're going to go Harbour for this afternoon's Open grade finals.
Now, I talked to you about it in the previous game, what the result was between these two teams in round play, with Waikato getting over North Harbour 6-5, so it was a really, really close game. I think you said North Harbour were in a drop-off, was it, Harley, in the semi-finals?
Okay, Te Tika, they were in a drop-off in their semi-final against Counties Manukau, perhaps He Tohutera. How close the women's grade is this year between sort of those top four teams. Very similar in many of the other grades as well. They had to work hard to get to this position, and full credit to both teams to advance this far. We can see on screen our three referees in this afternoon's fixture: Ben McLaughlin, Mitchell Bailey and Quinn Murphy. They're going to be really important, and they're mahi to keep this game flowing.
Yeah, these will be three of the fitter and faster referees, I would imagine, going round. So the pace of the game, as we see the Waikato team, they're already celebrating, become used to this. Don't want my commentary to get in the road of this America's Got Talent performance here from the Waikato team. Again, a great way to stay relaxed, to get connected, and even out in the back of the box, we see, I'm pretty sure, yep, there he is, the danger man in the back of that Waikato box. Coached by Mere Nock, what a success she has been, not only as a player, but as a coach. How many gold medals she must have on the coaching wall. I heard she's got 2 walls, one for her golds for when she's a player and one for her golds for when she's a coach. And they're about equal, I hear.
They'll have another wall soon with all of their kids' medals. And speaking of course, in the past, Mere Nock, a homegrown hero, will make sure that we... Oh, it was Ani, sorry. Ani was the homegrown hero, but of course, remember, to nominate your homegrown heroes, head to the Touch NZ website for more details. We have a look now at the North Harbour team. A few standout players to keep your eye on today. One player who I always have high reps on is Kira Fisher, number 5, a defensive powerhouse. In terms of on the attack, Ali Minton, one of the orchestrators for not just the North Harbour team, but also for the Touch Blacks Open Women's team. We see our referees in position to get us underway. Harbour will tap us off, heading from the right side to the left.
Yeah, Hebden and Minton for me, they're the combo that you've seen in the grades coming through and in the last few years. And the Opens grades been very good. Again, are we going to have a team that starts the game off, score the first touchdown straight away? One thing I've always really respected about Waikato is their defence, how connected they are. You see them move together. It's almost like this wave that just moves across the field. The gates never really getting any bigger between each player.
Speaking of key players on the field now, Handon, ball in position is Mania Woodby. She was a crucial player in last year's final and will be a key leader for the Waikato women's team in today's game as well, as we see Priestley pushing the ball past halfway. Great starting set here. Unfortunately, Sarah Baldwin couldn't maintain possession on this one.
Yeah, Zadie, she's got a ton of pace, doesn't she? You'll often see her be the latch player coming out from the sub box and just really setting a strong platform for a scoop on the end of it. Number 12. Yeah, probably just in two minds here, referee Murphy, whether they got back on side or not. We see the referees mic'd up. You were mic'd up in the final you were in 3 weeks ago?
We went old school.
Yeah.
We just relied on signals and mental telepathy to communicate with each other. And each their own, obviously, there's huge advantages. Being mic'd up, you can communicate directly to the referees that are on the field, and with the intention to get the best outcomes for the game. That's the most important. We see an intercept this time there by Chrisanne Hawken. So this next touch here will be touch number 1 as Harbour work the ball back towards their sub-box. But yes, there are some benefits, but also it can be a challenge when you're operating with a system that you're not used to using in every single game.
Yeah, I personally don't like it just because the technology isn't where it needs to be for how we referee touch. It has to stay in the open mic phase, which means that you're constantly hearing all the other refs. I can only imagine the noise there is in the air when they get to a place where that doesn't have to be the case. Sure, it could be much more of a benefit than a hindrance, but North Harbour now sneaks inside. Referee Bailey right in the right spot. She goes down for the first one. Holly Williams, again, another key player in this North Harbour team. Could sort of almost see it unfold in front of us here. Just as we had the angle from behind. Seeing that space grow. Nice strong covering touch there. I think that was from Edwards.
Just couldn't quite get there in time. And one thing we know is that Waikato will always strike back really strong. Setting up their play in the middle here through Edemir.
Nice little play. Just the fact that it was maybe 15 metres out mean they didn't get the payoff from it. Be interesting to see if they do that on the 7-metre line. See if there's a different outcome. A player with a strong left to right pass. Talk about it often. Cody Totet sets one up for Waikato. Eventually getting out to the wing on the side. I think that was Tauranga the 13. Get a better look at the number here. It's that pass getting outside the link defender. Allowing the Waikato winger to go over. You talked about Waikato often hitting back straight away, Harley. They do in this one.
I guess the sign of leadership as well. We've spoken about that quite a lot over the weekend, but certainly no shortage of leaders within this Waikato contingent. In terms of skill-wise, Harbour also have a huge bag of tricks that they can throw at their opposition as they need to. On that occasion, Waikato able to.
Here she is. Talked about her speed earlier. Zadie Sarah Baldwin. You almost never see touchdowns like that. I think that was just coming into the second touch. Timing and speed onto the ball. And just the gap really opened up for her. Don't get too much. Well, it's not easy. You just had to run 60 metres. But in terms of the only thing you needed to do, pretty easy one there for Waikato, who take a 2-1 lead.
We lapsed in communication between North Harbour defenders there. They'll certainly regroup and assess what happened there. They won't want any more tries as simple as that one to be given up. Pushing out. They've got an overlap here. Can they make the most of it? The ball is still alive. And a penalty is given. Offside was the call from the referee on that occasion. Starting on the short side. Let's see what they look to do if they shift the ball back towards the middle. This is Foster.
Oh, lovely pass there from the number 8 for North Harbour. We'll see it here in the replay. She's trying to work something on that right-hand side. Ends up coming across to this left-hand side. Drawn pass. Beautiful work. Well set up for 11. Taimana Bailey.
6 minutes gone so far. 4 tries already.
See, you start to get a little bit nervous when Waikato went up 2-1. You seem a little bit more relaxed now. You shouldn't be, though, because Waikato go straight in again for their third. Tia Kimura. Just a nice little follow play there in the middle.
Yeah, great recognition of staying alive. You know, it's really easy to not follow the play, but that option is certainly on for both teams. I think follow plays are going to be something worth keeping an eye on as an option. We'll see how Harbour look to respond here. Now down by 1 try.
Called that one forward. I think it's more the picture rather than the actual what happened. Ejoy, I think it was, through the pass and then was pushed, which made her go back behind where she did the pass. I'm not sure if that actually was forward. We'll never know. Doesn't matter anyway. It's written down as a penalty. Waikato now coming on strong. Ariona, one of the many talented Iremia sisters.
This is Koiataro Edwards. She was a part of the Waikato 18 girls team as well. That also won gold at Youth Nationals. Really cool to see her. She's part of the future for Waikato Touch. Will ball that time. Great dive, but great defence from Harbour.
Yeah, got into a bit of a foot race. I wondered if the link had got back on site. Referee Murphy said they had. Strong set now here. Crash goes in for the third. Play advantage for that one, Harley, or not? Happy with that?
It certainly brings the game to a stop. We'll acknowledge that. But if the players are offside and there's a breakdown in sort of compliance between players and defenders, then yeah, perhaps a penalty is what's required. But in general, we love to play advantage, and there's a huge opportunity here on the right side.
You just seen the North Harbour winger, the support player, just stop and not carry on. I was thinking, what's going on here? She knew that her link was already in. We'll see it here in the replay. Goes out to this right-hand side, and you'll just see in back play the winger just stop and knows that she's beaten her link and gets in. Does the number 5, Kira Fisher for North Harbour. 3-all. Loving the closeness of this one. 6 touchdowns, and I'd say that's been scored in 5 different ways, Harvey.
That's true. Shows how much our women's space has grown in terms of the way that they can add all these different elements to their skill set. Also, I guess a sign of how much the game is evolving, that you can't just score off quickies anymore, or you've got to have, you know, a full package of skills to be able to compete, especially at the Open Nationals level.
Yeah, trying to get her off the mark there. Not quite. Congested in that space for North Harbour. 2 to go. Oh, lovely profile there from the number 1. And now we have a intercept this time. And she go all the way. Tia Kimura really having to put in the big ones now. I loved what you're seeing the number 1 there. Elena Iremia doing defensively. I'm not sure the replay will go back that far. But we just see a beautiful little profile there on defense Force the Harbour player to go back to the left. Excellent anticipation by Kimura. She had to put the big ones in there. Couldn't just stroll over, could she? A
couple of runaways in this game. Not a thing you see too often in the finals. So Waikato certainly taking full advantage of the windows of opportunity that they've been presented. 10 minutes into this game now. 7 tries already. Really impressed at the quality that we've been given. This is Minton now looking to team up with Fisher again. They scored on the last set. Not quite this time. 5th touch. One more play to go. They're looking to go short. Didn't work that time.
Yeah, this is a really odd game in terms of how the tries have been scored. Having had the opportunity to call a few finals in the women's game over the recent years, you tend to find it's a real grind type game where it's around finishing your sets of 6, and when an opening pops up down the end, you're taking it. But a lot of times it's 5 tries, a scoop off the end. We've seen touchdowns being scored in random ways, often intercept. It's just a simple foot race through the middle, 60 metres.
What I've also been impressed with, I'm going to say, because I was about to say it and there was an error, was how well they've been able to maintain position. The only real errors either side have been forward passes. So our general skill set that we're seeing on display here, in particular with regards to the roll ball, passing between players, is pretty top-notch. We see a sweep here. Sausage looking for the line. We're coming back for a penalty. It might have been for offside.
I like what referee Murphy did there. He could have probably given them an offside penalty 1 or 2 touches earlier, but really wanted to give North Harbour every advantage that they deserved. And the fact they didn't get there, must have been a touch by the 13, because Ata was definitely offside on that one. Good teamwork by the Waikato girls. Yeah, probably not on the same page there. That hole, I tell you, had to get someone soon. You see it there. Good defence, Waikato.
Some good pressure being applied here by North Harbour. But it's these little extra passes that Waikato can add to their game that are making sure that they can still get down to the end of the field that they want to play at.
North Harbour working their way across to the sub-box. Waikato's defence. Yeah, just seen a forward pass. A lot of penalties in the game so far. I'm just wondering, did you see that forward pass?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was minor, but still forward, and it was really, sometimes those kind of calls are really up to referee interpretation. The ones that you really want to key in and focus on from this position is any that are happening in and around the 7-metre area. We've spoken earlier on today about how important accuracy is, in particular on finals game, well, all games really. But the part of the field that we want to get right is certainly around the 7-metre line, around the try line. And it looks like the referees might have found another penalty, perhaps for forward pass.
Again, I wonder sometimes on that, the touch was going to be made. It would have been the 6th, whether we just played through. I tell you what, the penalty-a-thon continues. Just not the accuracy in the ruck. Both teams needing to adapt, just the timing onto the ball. Sure they will. We'll get some rhythm back and flow back into this game. Waikato with a great opportunity. They did this play from 15 out last time. Well defended. Holly Williams. Pretty sure Holly has been in the New Zealand age group teams. Is she, Holly?
Yeah, representative player in rugby as well. Like many athletes that we've got on the touch fields these days. Certainly not just the one discipline athlete.
You can hear the wind picking up in the effects, Mike. flags really going for it, particularly down the ends of the field. Looks at this right-hand side of the field in particular. Nice set here from North Harbour. Great platform to scoop from. Referee says play through. Now looking to link up. Excellent work. Briar Hadfield, I think it was the 12, setting that one up. We see it here again off the back of great yards. Just having Waikato backpedaling. Links up perfectly to hit Kira Fisher. Then the breadbasket. Harbour tie this one up. We're back to 4. It's great to see a touchdown after about 4 penalties. Harley?
Yeah, certainly, in particular with regards to tidying up that space they were having trouble with, which was the transition area. And then commanding forward, really strong drives from Zoe Sausage. She's a key player for North Harbour. Referees have found another forward pass, this time from the ruck. Probably a bit of a point to talk about for the coaches come half-time, which we're fast approaching. Our score's still 4-4 in anyone's game.
Seen a noticeable difference now with the referees in terms of trying to get these teams 7 metres apart. Probably needed to start with that standard, but definitely brought them back out to it here, and we see a lot more flow. So that was a well-managed set there from referee McLaughlin.
And the key, like you mentioned, is having a really good connection with your communication to the players, having really clear expectations of what they need to be doing, where they need to be standing to be on side, and ultimately adding to what will be a wonderful game in terms of flow. Just another error unforced with regards to a forward pass. Waikato will work the ball forward towards their sub-box and get some fresh legs on here.
I guess what's happening here is exacerbated by the previous game, right? There was a lot of end-to-end flow in it. Hardly any. The only disruption was when a referee had to award a touchdown. Whereas, again, the accuracies around the ruck area from both of these teams isn't quite where they'd like it to be. Players I found always got frustrated when you're like, no 5, no 5, no 5. They make the touch, yes, you're on.
But
so,
hey, if they're on, they're on.
Absolutely. Again, this is good. This is how they got their last touchdown. Nice lift. Beautiful lift there from Cheyenne Murphy. Totally took away that momentum that Harbour had created, but they go down this right-hand side. Well defended. Much better set from both teams. No forward passes in that one. Good defence. Here she is using her speed again. Zadie, the number 12. Bag's not defending her. When you look up and you see her there, you'll be telling everyone to get tight.
Two and a half remaining, first half. Still a 4-4 game. Ata Edwards now looking up, see if she can link up with a teammate, but she hasn't been touched yet. Was the try awarded? It looks like it's good to go.
She's a delight to watch as a player. She's always smiling. Whether good things or bad things are happening, it's normally good when she's anywhere near the ball. This is what you're used to seeing. Just the awareness of understanding where the defender was, the stretched out hand, the patience to wait for the support player to get there. And then we see the 14, Simone Wilbur, get across for that one. Still comfortable with your prediction there, Harley?
Still sitting comfortable. Anyone's game. 5 tries to 4. What I'm most impressed with is, as we've mentioned before, just the variety of different tries. There's another option. Kira Fisher floating the ball over the top. Tyra Woodhouse is happy with that one.
We had the penalty-a-thon. Now we've got the smile-a-thon going on here, which is much better to watch. Beautiful pass. Really not much time. And we see they're happy about the outcome of that one. The winger for North Harbour. More than happy is Dan from the Stream Shop. 5-all means we're potentially going to have another drop-off. I think other teams who get to drop-off should get 2 gold medals. I'm sure Touch New Zealand is listening to this incredibly well thought through advice, and their policy people are thoroughly working through these changes. Zadie now with the ball. She's doing it. 6 again. Unfortunately, North Harbour defended that one really well. This will be the last set of the game, likely. Harley, 5-all. I think Harbour will probably be happy with that. Had a good start, but Waikato, I would say, felt like more dominant throughout this first half. Here she is now, though.
We've got a penalty coming.
Yeah, last 20 seconds. Penalty hit, referee Murphy. What can Waikato do? Probably only going to get one roll ball. I'm going to really need to get this one down. Minton taking care of that one. Here it is, just need to stay connected. Oh, outstretched dive there from Minton.
There we have it. E te iwi. Te wā weherua kua puta. Rima ki te rima, te tatau o te wā nei Waikato. Me North Harbour, ara ko te raki pai whenua. Kawe haere tawhiti atu. Ka hoki mai koutou a kua ake nei ki te ai. Nā tai pita pita korero o te wāhanga tuatahi. Mautoni mai.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, the mahi never stops. Nominate the unsung heroes in your touch community that go above and beyond. They could win $5,000 to invest into the sport we love. Nominate today.
Anō mai hoki mai e te iwi. We're back here. It is halftime in our Open Women's Final. Waikato 5, North Harbour 5. This is the 2025 Bunnings National Touch Championships. We're in the business end of the competition. It's been an awesome final. Outstanding, in fact. 10 tries. Let's have a look at some of them. First one here, Holly Williams dives in between defenders. Waikato answer back straight away with a nice ball over the top. Priestley in the corner for their first try. We see the Harbour team looking happy with their mahi so far in the first half. Maya, your thoughts on how things are going?
The variety of touchdowns, that's what I've really enjoyed. The many different ways that these touchdowns have been scored. Like I said, so often we get into that really cookie cutter, 5 touches, scoop off the end and something happens, but it's been so different, left side, right side, through the middle, quickies, long balls, and more often than not just using the pace. So 5-all, fair indication of where this game is at. We had a bit of a disrupted period of time throughout the middle stages of the game. Huge number of penalties, primarily for forward passes off the ruck. Then we've seen both teams adapt to that, didn't they? And we hardly seen any in those last 3 minutes. So that was fantastic. Waikato will start us off in this one. In terms of wrestling back to we just see Harbour suck right back on that set. Obviously a tactic. As the team comes towards them, they feel like they're ready to scoop. They just pull all the way back to the scoreline. It's an odd set there for Waikato. They've just come in from the halftime call. I have no doubt, coach-wise, we've talked about how amazing Medi is. They would have had a plan coming on to that one, but it sort of went to nothing. Well done, North Harbour. He's one of their key players, Charlie Foster. Nice strong set here from Hawkins. Oh, we see an intercept. Be the second of the game.
And it's the
Does
same
she have
player.
the legs coming across the number 11. Taimani Bailey, I thought she was going to get there for a moment, but she doesn't. And Tia Kimura think it's the only way she likes scoring touchdowns. I'm pretty sure it was her in the first half that scored that intercept.
Yeah, she seems to have a real knack for intercepts. Not just any intercepts, but the ones that require you to run the full length of the field.
We won't see it in the replay, but I'm sure if I was in a North Harbour sub box, I'd be telling the ref she's always offside. That's why she's in the passing lane.
We know that North Harbour have struck back immediately in the first half. Let's see if they can do it again here. On the ball this time again is Holly Williams. A bit of a sweet play. They're going left this time and looking long, and there it is. A long ball to the left side. Tyra Woodhouse gets another try. North Harbour will be happy with that one. We'll have a look again.
No one's going to believe me, but I was literally about to say Holly Williams has been relatively quiet in that first half because this is the skill she does have. She put a beauty on in the first half, and that's the first time we've seen her since. 6-all. Drop-off committee is definitely starting to sit forward in their chairs, getting excited. 17 to go, though. Plenty of time. Waikato much more direct in that drive. Did they create the numbers? No, they didn't. Good defense again. Charlie Foster. She's just solid, two-way player. Real leader in this team. Now Waikato, what did they do? They decide there was the old left, right, left. Ultimately, it didn't come to much. Well done there from Minton, Ellie Minton. Foster, another strong yard. Kira Fisher, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Here she is. She's back onto the border. They give it back to her. No, just a strong drive. Hadfield gets on the outside of the middle defender. Sets up her link. I think it was Fisher again. Goes over for a hat trick. Her third of this game. Strong drive. Again, just get her hands on the ball. And normally good things happen. Well done, Hadfield. Good finish there from Kira Fisher.
Absolutely. The work was done in the middle of the field too. Just before that plant from Holly was the excellent drive too to get the girls down to the right end of the field, and that was done by Holly Fisher. So she started the play, she finished the play as well. Waikato this time find themselves 1 try down in familiar territory for them, but let's see what kind of resilience and magic they can pull out on this play. Back and forth action it's been.
You can see what Waikato are trying to do, obviously, in terms of get North Harbour right up off the defensive scoreline, but it's almost not working against them at the moment because I guess it's stifling the flow that they have on attack. It seems like that anyway. So North Harbour doing a great job of pushing and pulling on the defensive end. Nice, strong touch, or a meaningful touch, as Mr. Wilkie would say. Again, you just hear the wind picking up and the effects might what our players are having to deal with.
Just an error there with the play of the ball.
Waikato get an opportunity to start their set. No, they don't. Another turnover. Oh, what is this? 7 on. When they're calmed up, that should be calmed out earlier, you'd expect, from the referees, would it be? I mean, they had 3 touches post that that incident happening. North Harbour, though, I just talked about Waikato getting the opportunity to start that set well in the attacking half. Now it's North Harbour's turn. They get fresh legs on. Minton here. The Minton-Foster combination. 2 touches left up their sleeves. Might be the last, in fact. Just a late cut. Excellent touch there from Kimura.
There's that backdoor play we've seen a lot. A backdoor play that we've seen a lot. Especially on the 5th touch. It's another little weapon that they can add into their attacking options. for Harbour, but this time Waikato working the ball up the field really well. This is Iremia.
It's been an awesome game because it's been so different, the contrast between this and all the others. In terms of, as we see here, Edwards on the back of this set, 5th touch now. Teams in the previous games, they've held the momentum for like 2 or 3 minutes, whereas in this, it's almost like holding it for 2 or 3 sets. One moment, Waikato's got their tails up, and then North Harbour comes straight back, and then they take that momentum for a few sets. Good work there from the skipper. Mariana Winiana.
You said 2 to 3 sets. I thought you were going to say 2 to 3 seconds because sometimes that's how it feels as the flow changes. We see Fisher, same position, laying a really good platform. This time Holly Williams driving off the top of it, but the ball just got hit out. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but the penalty's been awarded to Harbour, 7 metres out from their line.
It's almost like one of those rugby league ones. The hooker takes a run and the marker knocks it down out of their hands. But gives their chance, the defence for Waikato, a chance to set back up. What can she do this time? I'm telling you, Holly Williams, she's decided to really come to the fore in the second half. Just so confident too. Nothing phases it. She looks like she's just chilling out now, looking to find a player that's open. Was the touch early? Referee Murphy doesn't need a korero. He knows what he's up to. A holding penalty.
Great work from Holly Williams to get into the end zone. You can see here Waikato winger was holding on to the Harbour winger. Surprised, to be fair, that there wasn't further action taken. It was just a penalty.
Yeah, I think Briar Hadfield might have landed on the ball. She's after her 4th touchdown. It's Kira Fisher, 3 already in this one. Hebden sets things up for Minton. Oh, skip pass.
Smart play, just didn't quite come off as they would have liked to have executed.
Waikato defended that well. They had to defend 2 sets there. Great extra pass. Nice lift there from the 13, but gets in the ruck. I'd hate to know what the penalty stats are for this one, Harley, but it would rival all the other games put together. Waikato being the benefactors of this one. Good work there. Adamir. Solid first half, now setting things up. Wardby. Oh, great little pass to Adamir, who finished that one off. You spoke about Wardby pre-game and talking about impact that she had on last year's final. I wouldn't say she's been quiet, but not normally her dominant self in this one so far, Harley.
Certainly the leader defensively, but you're right, there have been other players who have stood up on attack. Tia Kemet is probably the one that comes to mind quickest. In regards to that play in particular, some maybe at home might have thought, oh, hang on, it was a touch and pass, but you could see that the ball was away from the body, which was the sign, the tohu, for the referee about allowing the play on to carry on, and 7-all is our current score. Good to see Briar Hadfield back out onto the field. They go to the left, but it looks like the pass is floated forward.
Well defended anyway from Waikato, even if that wasn't forward. We talked about that to and fro with the momentum. Waikato here the last 2 sets. Definitely swinging things back their way. Got a great flow on here. Gets right in behind. Does the Waikato player. This is the setting drive. They just go all the way back and see, that's a penalty. That is an absolute penalty. And I think we need to get better in New Zealand understanding what the defensive teams are doing in this space in terms of just rolling away and taking any advantage that the attacking team needs to have. It's just that understanding of how teams are trying to manipulate the rules. But well done there from North Harbour. You can see it's a tactical thing and many teams do it. Australians very good at doing that.
And it's opportunities like that can change the momentum in the game. We've spoken about how that swings back and forth. This time Harbour making some good inroads down here. Holly Williams has found space. Unfortunately, Ellen couldn't quite make the touch in time.
Not going to say I told you so, Harley, but I told you so. She's just killing it this half, Holly Williams. And it's almost a double blow if you're Waikato with regards to what happened down the other end. Up by 1, Harbour. It was just moments ago we're talking about Waikato being up by 1. They seem to be scoring in twos, don't they?
Okay, this is quite interesting, and those at home might have seen there was a bit of a scuffle off field there between Idemir and Sausage. The referees identified there was a bit of pushy-shovey, and the penalty was given to Harbour. Interesting, you can certainly feel that the intensity is raised, and I think, like in most finals, the team that can compose themselves and stay the calmest will be the one.
Here she comes.
Who can hopefully come out with it.
Here she comes, Harley. Williams on the ball again. No, another stoppage. If we could cut the middle of the field out in this game, it'd be a great one because there's been, unfortunately, a lot of errors in the middle. Again, 7 on. Referees, instead of catching this, they need to be talking to the teams, as I'm sure you would, Harley. As you're coming down, you know that a team's transitioning off their line. You're talking to the sub-boxes. I'm sure these referees are saying, make sure you wait till they get to the sub-box. Sometimes I also think this is another issue with the earpieces is you talk less because you're listening more, having those earpieces on. So,
and you've got voices in your head directly. But anyway, less about the refs, more about the games. Baldwin on the ball now in space in the middle. Steps right, steps left, finds enough grass, pushes the ball over the line.
Beautiful work, Waikato. She's had an outstanding game. Number 12, Zadie, Sarah Baldwin, goes down. That's her second. Ties it up. That's even better. You're right, Harley. The urgency, the intensity. It's really lifted. 6.5 minutes to go to find out who is the best team in the country in this open women's grade. Waikato, as we said, last year's champions. The year before that, North Harbour were the champions. Both teams lost key players since those years.
Didn't quite realise what was in front of her. Looked to push the pass on a little bit too early. She probably could have held on to it. But it is what it is, and we move forward from here. 6 minutes remaining. Waikato pushing back. 8 tries apiece. Who's going to break this next deadlock? Penalty here for what I presume to be a heavy touch. I think I saw a wee bit of a knee made connection as the ruck was formed there, so Waikato will tap just beyond halfway.
Eight all, anyone's game. 5-minute mark creeping up. Idemir now in the middle with Wardby. Talked about how strong Woodby has been defensively, a defensive leader. Who would have guessed another penalty? Just again, those accuracies, those 1%ers. Like you said, the team that compose themselves, get those right. Just cut those errors down. Oh, nice sneaky little play down there. You can just hear from the reaction of the sub-box. They weren't too kosher with that, but Williams, look what she can do. Not even a touch made. Holly Williams is single-handedly taking the second half over. We just see her here. She holds it. Fundamentals. Ball in 2 hands, being a threat, making the defence make decisions. Unfortunately, that time they didn't. Gets through. She's got the job, I tell you. It's just comes on for attack, it seems like. And you definitely leave that to her. She's
very smart, very smart. And they were lateral. They changed, started going direct and profited from it. It's hopefully whether they can defend this one out here, because we know that Waikato can score tries from a lot of different setups and platforms. Sarah Baldwin again, splitting the middle.
Waikato have been behind 5 times in this game, and each time, at no stage, have they shown any stress. They're just an incredibly resilient, confident team, and they trust each other. That's the cool thing. We've seen them come back each time to tie it up. No doubt it'll happen again, but North Harbour, here we see Williams back on. Again, good players don't have more time. They just make it look like they do. What does she do this time? 6 again.
Weehand in the passing lane there. But just smart reaction times on point as well. Looking to push that pass on to the outside link. Although Waikato did manage to stop that one on that occasion. But they are under a lot of pressure here. The last thing they'll want is for another try here from Harbour. And they're really in the driver's seat, especially in this position, Harbour are. Because you've not only got the ball in hand, but you can also utilise the clock to your advantage to try and take some more time off for your opposition.
I think the difference with these two teams and the way they've played is, in previous games, we've known there's been enough time on the clock for a team to come back, but that we probably haven't felt that the way they've played demonstrated. Both of these teams could come back from any score. That's a great defensive stop from Waikato. We're seeing Williams, her conversion rate must be in the high 80s in the second half. They'll be able to repel that. Had a good start to this set. Tautia now centralising play. This is the 5th touch coming up here. Edwards now setting that platform. Decides to go back towards the middle of the field. They got the numbers, the tip on. No, it looks like a touch and pass. Yep, touch and pass in the middle of the field. Now North Harbour, a bit of gamesmanship here. Obviously,
yeah,
in the lead.
And I think they're allowing Simone Wilbur to attack the line. We saw on that play earlier that they were sucking back to the line. On this one, they gave her space, forced her to throw, and it led to the touch and pass. So Harbour playing really smart defensively. And now they're back into what they've also been doing really well, which is rucking up the field. Minton and Williams. Minton with the pick. She might have just ran out of space on that occasion. Under a minute remaining now.
Here's the set, Harley. It's all on this set, whether we go to a drop-off or not.
The drop-off committee are now standing up out of their chairs.
Waikato, to their credit, just composed. Nice yard there. That's the 3rd. 4th touch coming up. Fortunately, just started to get a little bit lateral. I wonder if it is the 4th touch, the way they're playing. Seems like it's not. No, it is. This is the key dump now. Who's going to be on the back of this one? Strong touch. Do they decide? Yeah, they do. Go back alongside. Late cut. Looks for the extra pass. It's on again. Oh, 10 seconds to go. This is the game of the weekend, without doubt. Both of these teams just cannot be stopped. What play from Waikato. And again, it's just that confidence in each other, that composure. At no stage did they look frazzled. Fantastic D by Harbour, but just not willing to die with the ball.
Yeah, unbelievable resilience both ways, but in particular for Waikato, backs against the wall, certainly out there in the corner, and managed to fight back. Snuck a try in just before the hooter. As we can hear, 30 seconds before our drop-off starts off. From memory, I believe Waikato are starting. We'll have a look as soon as the teams march back out onto the field. For those less familiar with how the drop-offs work, of course, we start with 4 players. Yeah, it looks like Waikato will be starting us off. So if the scores are still tied after 2 minutes, the teams will drop from 4 to 3 and will play from where they are. If there is a winner after 2 minutes, then the game is complete and we will have a national champion for 2025. Can't really write these kind of finals.
I just managed to see the Open men's coach, Raul, out in the crowd, and he reckons the Waikato woman's going to win this one. He obviously got on the Mauri on the Betcha app. Anyway, Waikato will start this drop-off off. Yep, angle plan. I wondered if that was going to be picked up. I was wishing it wasn't, but it was. However, North Harbour defended that one well.
It's a real science to how you pick a team for a drop-off. You assume that you'd want all your guns on.
Is it a science, or is it who's got any energy left, get out there?
Well, that's science too. Who's got the energy?
True.
And we've got another issue. It looks like it might have been substitutions, perhaps too many players on the field.
That would be ironic. Anyway, with only 4 on the field, you wouldn't think they would get that wrong. It might be hard to count to 6, shouldn't be to 4. Here she is, Kemura, though. 2 intercepts. Tell you what, you'd be watching her closely. She's showing the speed that she has. Created numbers. Had it well in hand, did Ellie Minton. I'm not sure what the count is. I'm thinking we're at 3. Going to have...
Great call. Drop the ball.
Yeah, unsure, but good teamwork there from the refs. Hopefully now they only have 4 players on. We see here North Harbour making their way to the sub-box. Now they've got the full complement on. They'll need to spread the field. At the moment, just taking on the 2 middle defenders. That's an excellent yard there. Can they work off the back of this? Long ball. I tell you what, I'm surprised we didn't see Williams go on that set. Thought there'd be a prime opportunity. We've seen her dominance in the second half. And there's the dreaded hooter. Harley, what happens now?
Game is paused. We play 3-on-3. It looks like the teams have already made that change. Oh, no, they're about to now, so the referees have just signalled to them. So it's anyone's game. The next team to score will be the winner, will be our national champion for 2025.
Just sort of bees to a honeypot at the moment and probably not taking advantage of the space available now with only 3 players. And again, we see, is she going to be able to use it? Oh, what a touch.
That's outstanding effort there from Hadfield. They've still got 1 touch left.
Oh, Hadfield, that could be the winning of the game, that defensive effort. No one's been able to catch the number 12, Zadie, all weekend. Hadfield, was that the winning play for her team? Again, we see the attacking team quite bunched. Who's got the gas? We see a key combination out there. Foster and Minton.
And Williams.
There's Williams.
Last one. Who's got it? There's space there on the left.
Oh, now defensively, there's no one in front of the ball. Just got onside. Here's Foster.
It's a big task here now, particularly for Minton and for Williams to try and stop Waikato.
The smiling assassin backed herself. Williams had to dive.
We can see Tia Kemura on the field. Let's see what impact she can make.
Who doesn't want to drop off? Surely the subscriptions to the drop-off committee are going to go through the roof after this, as Edwards now gets the quickie, had the numbers, steps back. The referee wants the game to go a little bit longer. Calls the touch.
Oh, there's space there.
She's in behind. There it is, Harley.
There we have it. Waikato 2025 National Touch Champions in our open women's grade. A classic final. Commiserations to North Harbour. A huge, valiant effort leading the game right up until the very end. We can see Waikato jubilous in their celebrations. 10-9. What a finish. One for the history books, one that we'll remember for a long time. It had all the drama. As we see the teams walking forward. Hei mihi. Shortly we'll cross over to Maya, who's going to have a wee kōrero with the victorious captains from the Waikato team. But as we can see, e hara I te kemu te mea nui, te whanaungatanga, te kotahitanga ko te kemu. Te mea nui, ara ko te tangata, ko te tangata, ko te tangata. Of course, Whanau, don't forget, up next we've got our last match that will be live streaming today. It is the Open Men's Final. We'll see North Harbour and Waikato taking the field again. So kawe haere tawhiti atu, me mau tonu mai, ako nei tīmata ai taua Kēmu. We'll get that game underway. We're going to start that one at 4 p.m. In the meantime, though, we have Maya standing alongside the victorious captain for Waikato. Let's cross over to him now.
Joined here once again by the victorious captain, but not only victorious, exhausted. I'm almost sad that I had to pull you away from the celebrations. Winning is awesome, but winning in that fashion. How proud of your team. You dropped behind 3 times throughout that game. You come back every time, and then to get across a Harbour team as strong as this, you must be just so proud.
So proud of the ladies. It took a lot of grit, grind, legs and lungs. Harbour are amazing, and it just shows the calibre of touch throughout New Zealand in the women's grade this year, and no, they really brought it to us to the very last whistle, and to go and a drop-off is, yeah, it's an amazing way to win.
You talked about your team's fitness and being able to get you through, but what is it the key thing about this Waikato Open Women's team in particular that didn't fold when many would, but were able to come out on top? What's that one key thing that you think as a team just made sure that you are the champions of 2025?
Honestly, it's full credit to Midi and Mainu. They're legends of the game. They give us so much time and energy. And it's really, it truly is them. They're our why, and just their knowledge of the game, knowing what to do in certain parts of the game. Yeah, but we couldn't have done it without them, and obviously our girls.
Yeah, excellent answer to that one. Sad that a team has to win and another team has to lose in a game like that. Up in the commentary box, we didn't want it to end. Just thank you and to the North Harbour team for the spectacle that you put on, demonstrating that women's sport, in particular the women's grade of touch here in New Zealand, is absolutely elite. Congratulations to your team. Well done, and go and celebrate.
Thank you so much. Thank you.